Alright, guys, what is up? We got Fly Like an Eagle podcast, the Eagles versus Cowboys preview. We have made it, guys. We have made it. I'm here with my guys, James Scorza and Joe Marks from Patterson Ave Sports Show. How you guys doing, man? We got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Hey, doing good, man. Doing good. Very excited about football, about to kick off, and repeat to road to repeat.
James?
All good, my brother. Holding up for the most part. Getting excited for this game coming up in the next couple of days or so. Obviously, dog days of summer are finally over. We're back to football. Summer went by pretty quickly, but hey, look, I mean, that's the thing about it too, is that this is the best time of the year and more stuff happening on that guys up in Dallas right now. And I'm saying it right now. It's just, man, where do we start with that, man?
We're going to actually kick off with that. We got to get our laughters out of the way, right? We got to get we just got to laugh right now. And Micah Parsons gets traded to the Green Bay Packers for pennies on the dollar. I'm telling you guys, this is basically nothing. 2 first-round picks and Kenny Clark. That's what the Cowboys get, and the Packers get Micah Parsons. Kenny Clark is 29 years old. He's a defensive tackle from Green Bay. So I'm going to start with you, Joe. How do you feel about this?
Well, I don't know if I'd call it pennies on the dollar. The deal was pennies on the dollar. 2 first-round picks for Green Bay. They already have a pretty good youth nucleus in Green Bay, so I think in their perspective, they can figure out how to make up for that difference. They always take big swings and hope for the best. And this was a big swing. Something I brought up in our one group chat is, to our other guy, Scott Churchson, is I'm just confused on, like, people who are fearing that the Green Bay Packers are now a threat. It's like, okay, they got Micah Parsons, but who else do they have on their defense that I should be scared of?
Right.
I'm just curious. Like, that's something that is a little astounding to me. I think they lost Jair Alexander, so there's that guy that they lost. There's still some probably good pieces, but I wouldn't necessarily start to fear things. The pennies on the dollar where Green Bay really paid out the nose. They got rid of 2 first-round picks, and then they paid the man $47 million a year.
Right.
4 years, $188 million, $136 million guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you want to talk about a welcome present. Anybody who wants to give that to me as a nice welcome basket, I am more than willing and able to have that. Believe me. A check and a contract. That's what Micah Parsons walked into. And Green Bay is looking to do some serious a serious push in the NFC North.
Yep.
All right, James?
Well, it's interesting because you think about what went down at 5 o'clock last night, and I thought about it too when Michael Everett said, "Oh, Michael Parsons is not going to be traded," and what do you know? 2 minutes later, like that SpongeBob episode, like 2 minutes later, and then he gets traded.
That's the best. That's the best thing I ever heard. I love it. But yeah, keep on going, James. Keep on going.
All joking aside, yeah, I mean it's funny because it's like we didn't expect him to get traded, but man, it's just really man, Jerry just couldn't wait to like get rid of him fast enough. You know what I mean? It's like he couldn't wait to just ship him off so fastly enough. After he. Like, basically, without saying it, like, contact detrimental to the team. Like, without saying contact detrimental, like, I mean, it was kind of like George Costanza, like, running around the Cowboys Stadium with the Lombardi trophies attached to his backside of his car. But overall, I mean, if the Eagles would have easily gotten, let's say, for example, the Eagles pick up the jackpot and actually make them come to the Eagles. I mean, this place would absolutely be going crazy. I mean, next week, there is going to be a lot of people. I mean, even though we raised that banner, that's the most important thing. But the other thing too is to heckle Jerry Jones at the same time too and ask, "Hey, Jared, where's Micah? Where's Micah at?" You know what I mean? I mean, it's
Well, the other part of this, the equation that's weird for Jared that made me scratch my head is 2 or 3 days prior, he was on the Michael Irvin podcast and he said
right.
that he's willing to pay Micah Parsons the most amount of money ever given to a defensive lineman. The Green Bay Packers just did that, but you weren't willing to do that.
Mm-hmm.
He was in your house, and you just said, "No, I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until I need to cut that check." Green Bay Packers didn't need to wait. They traded for him and cut that check the second the ink dried on that trade. So I mean, the idea that Jarrett is like delusional, and let's keep something in mind because we're bringing up about Thursday night. They're going to be without Micah Parsons. They're also going to be without another guy they lost, Marcus Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
that defensive line is going to be kind of in shambles. That
Yeah.
defense is going to be kind of in shambles. And I could tell you this right now, if the Cowboys thought and Dak Prescott thought they are a Super Bowl contending team, like he had praised and said a couple weeks ago, you're out of your mind
Yeah.
if you think that now, because your defense may not be able to stop a cold, let alone an NFL team.
That's true.
Yeah. So for me, right, I was actually on a brand new podcast on a Hardcore Sports Network called The Solution Breakdown with my guy Mark Baker. Shout out to him, man. Big things coming over there. So I
Nice.
was just telling him there's a chance that the Cowboys could be thinking by pressing the reset button, by taking a little bit of a step back. They have draft capital in place. Like the 2 draft picks, like what your father says right here, James. 26th and the 30th pick in the draft. It's not
Exactly.
necessarily that much value there, but if you do this right, and Jerry Jones actually done something right, they may have got something here. Trevon Diggs is going to be out for a little bit still.
That's
So
true.
they're
Forgot about
depleted
that.
on the defensive side of the ball. So for me, honestly, if I was actually a GM of the Cowboys, first off, I would fire myself. I would fire myself right there and then. I'll be like, yeah, I'm gone. I'm gone. I don't want to do that. But secondly, got to go into a rebuild mode. You got to. Because
You
how
got
many
to.
wins do you guys see the Cowboys realistically getting this season? How many wins?
I wouldn't even think like maybe like 4, maybe 5. I wouldn't think. I mean, if they had still had market, maybe 6, maybe. But now,
Yeah.
probably it'll be like 4 or 5, maybe. I'm
I'm
not.
going
I'm not
4.
trying to sound like I'm being like a Debbie Downer here to the Cowboys, but they
No.
like you said, they got to rebuild. You're right.
Well,
I mean, well, Jared's still running the team, so he thinks like they're still going to win Super Bowls every year. So I think it's like, I guess we're still living in 1995, and I'm still in my playpen.
Me
well,
too. Hey.
like here's my thing. Before Micah got traded, I thought they could win 7 games. Okay, so I thought they were at 7 games. Losing Micah and having that defense take even a bigger hit, my feeling is it's down to 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you why, because the Cowboys are either going to split or sweep the Giants. We know that because the Giants ain't going to be anything this year.
No.
I honestly think, that the hype up about their defense, they have a good front 4, but past that, it's a little skeptical. Yes, they have Malik Neighbors and they have another good receiver, but we don't know who their quarterback is.
Right.
And they have no run game to speak of. So there is this lack of, trying to find out who will the Cowboys be. The Cowboys will have to, and you know what? I'm going to do a little throwback and a little shout out to our old compatriot, Cowboy Dave. Cowboy Dave used to say Dak was a good quarterback, and he is a good quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
But this time in this go around, he's going to have to be great Dak Prescott just to get 4 wins because that offense for the Cowboys has to carry the day. If they can't, they will go down in flames. And they might get that like 10th worst record in the NFL. I mean, hell, the Jets might do better than them this
Right.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird because if you think about it, I mean, the Jets actually, believe it or not, I mean, they could be making I'm not making a lot of noise, but maybe they'll be like something to talk about it in later months if we're talking about football season. But for me with Dallas though, I mean, my dad says a very good point here. They'll probably get 8 or 9 wins at best, but I don't see 8 or 9 wins. I mean, like
I don't
unless
either.
I you know what I mean. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to sound like I'm being obtuse here, but at the same time, too, it's just that like who do they got that is going to be effective? I mean, yeah, sure, you got CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, but once that falls flat on their face, I mean, there's going to be a lot of
You
what's
got to
that?
remember they have they have Miles Sanders at running back. This isn't
That's right.
Ezekiel Elliott at his prime. This isn't Emmitt Smith at his prime. This is Miles Sanders,
Mm-hmm.
the Penn State reject for understudy for Saquon Barkley.
Right.
And oh, by the way, remind me, who has that guy, Saquon Barkley? Oh yeah, that's us. I'm sorry. So
We're going to talk about Saquon Barkley a bit later.
yeah,
Nice.
we went from the understudy to the star. And so instead of it being the only star that Miles Sanders can really carry himself is the one on his helmet.
Yeah, I mean the other thing too with Sanders, I mean, I haven't seen a lot of him going back. I mean, when he was with the Eagles, he was good, but he wasn't like Saquon Barkley, obviously. But for me, I mean, the way with Sanders is too. I mean, he didn't pan out very well with Carolina, so I'm guessing like if he doesn't pan out here with Dallas, he might be just done. I'm gonna admit more than anything.
All right. So 2 things before we get into the next section of the show here. First thing, did you know to get Trey Lance, the 49ers, they had 3 first rounders for Trey Lance, and now Micah's 2.
Wow.
So that's 1. And
Wow.
2, you know what else this reminds me of? You know what else this reminds me of? I'm going to go to the NBA side for a little bit. Something else happened in Dallas this past season.
Yeah.
Luka Doncic trade.
Mm-hmm.
So the Luka Doncic trade and the Micah Parsons trade in the same year, and getting bags to nothing, a bag of chips. They didn't get anything for each of them. So
well, if you think about it from Dallas perspective, from the Mavericks perspective, they got Cooper Flag.
Yeah.
So you know
That's true.
They have high hopes for him. Now,
Yeah.
whether he pans out, like that is going to be a different story.
Well, I mean, since I'm a puckhead, someone trolled, I think it was like the Dallas Stars, said, oh, that's son, even though we got rid of Micah Parsons and we got rid of Doncic, at least we got Miko Ranton.
Yeah. And it's kind of like when the Dallas Stars, which is like the 4th best team in Dallas, you know, like the Rangers won
Take
a
that,
World
Joe
Series a couple years ago. So at least Dallas has that. But like when the Dallas Stars, the 4th best team in Dallas, is actually like, wait a minute, we're relevant again. Yes.
Well, yeah, I mean, the difference is with the Dallas Stars, I mean, it's not 1999 anymore, and Mike Modano's
not Modano, Dallas.
Not Mike Modano or Brett Hall or Mike Keane.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's take it back to our Eagles real quick. Because yesterday, they announced the Kelly Green games for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Sure.
And I don't know how I feel about them. Each game is against an NFC East rival.
Yeah,
so the first one, it's the Giants week 8. The second one is at Dallas week 12. Week 18 is home against the Commanders. So, James, I'm going to start off with you. How do you feel about the Kelly Green games?
Well, the game that I'm going to be looking forward to seeing is that Dallas game that's up in Dallas, and I'm wearing that Kelly Green jersey because it'll be kind of like the body bag game, the House of Pain, like going back to Jimmy Johnson, Buddy Ryan days. The Giants one, I would actually consider it. I would actually say if they were going to wear it 4 times, I would rather them wear it against either like a Green Bay, or actually not Green Bay, but like Detroit maybe is a good example of that. Like one of those home games that they have in November. There's another one that sticks out to me the most. The Washington one at the end of the season. I mean, that could be like a lost cause because what if we just captured the division and everything's all wrapped up and that game is like meaningless? I mean, I would like to see Kelly Green games that actually mean something. Like last year was like really meant something because the reverse hurdle with Saquon Barkley against Jacksonville. That was a good game. I mean, that was a very good game. Yeah, sure, it was a close game, but I mean, the thing about it is that it had some high expectations. And in the Dallas game at the end of the season, when Saquon broke the record a bit with the running back record last year. So for me, I mean, the Week 18 game is a little kind of confusing, but at the same time too, I like to see that Dallas one though. That sticks out to me the most.
All right, Joe.
Yeah, I like the Dallas situation because we get to go into Dallas with our nice little Kelly Green jerseys and romp them again. So like they're getting the punishment this year from the Eagles because we're dropping the banner in front of them, and then we're going to go into their stadium with our nice Kelly Green jerseys and stomp them out again. And this is a part, we don't always sweep the Cowboys in a season. I honestly think that this year is a year that we could.
My dad makes a very good point here too. He said he wanted to see the Kelly Green jerseys on opening night. Oh, that would have been great.
On my birthday too. Come on. I could have got the Eagles in Dallas and Kelly Green.
That would have been awesome.
That would have been great.
By the way, I forgot. I noticed this a couple of days ago. I was watching Nick Foles' podcast when he was talking about with Carson Wentz. He actually has a Kelly Green customized jersey himself.
Yeah,
there you go. He deserves it.
Can you imagine Nick Foles wearing that jersey for the Philly special? Oh man, that would have been epic. That would have been epic, man.
Yeah.
So what's that?
Really quick, the Eagles announced their captains for today, for the season, and I like all of them. There's one of them that actually I really like. James and I talked about this in the beginning. So you have Jake Elliott, Jalen Hurts, Lane Johnson, Jordan Mailata, AJ Brown, Zach Bond, Saquon Barkley, and Reed Blankenship. Reed Blankenship is the other captain for the Philadelphia Eagles team. I love it. I'm a huge Reed Blankenship fan. So I'm going to start off with Joe here. How do you feel about the captains, man?
I don't like the Reed Blankenship one.
Uh-oh.
And I'll tell you why. First off, the real captain of that defense outside of Zach Bond is Jalen Carter.
Yeah, that's true.
Jalen Carter, that's the engine that runs that defense. Yeah, and you and I, all of us know one thing for sure. If Jalen Carter has a bad season, this defense is going to have a bad season.
Yeah.
So he needs to have that C on his chest to understand his responsibilities have changed. Now that BG's not there, there needs to be another guy on that defensive line that has the voice, has the ear, has the heart of that defense. Look, there's a part of me that kind of is a little surprised about, how many captains are on the offense. I mean, you're talking about like 4 or 5 captains on the offense and 2 on the defense. I think that's a little unbalanced. If you want to make Reed Blankenship the captain, I think you got to kind of take it away from somebody on the offense. Now, that is something difficult to do. It is.
Yeah, and the question is too, since you make up a good point here, because I think about it is that since if there's only 2 players on defense and there's a majority of them on offense, I mean, who will be that guy that you got to take the C off of? I mean, is it AJ? Is it Jordan? Is it Jake Elliott? Is it Lane? Obviously not Lane Johnson, but I think that's the other thing too. My dad brings up here is I think Jalen Carter will be the voice even without that badge. Maybe. So for me, I guess more than anything is that even though that the captain of the defense usually is the linebacker, so I'm guessing that Zach Bond will have that green dot on the back of his helmet this year. Am I right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Zach Bond is right there. Yep. Yeah, Joe.
Yeah. I think that he will have the green dot on his helmet this year. I think because Nakobe Dean is still he was the guy who was the play caller originally. I
Mhm.
think there's a lot of things uncertain about Nakobe as far as coming back. It might be another month or so, a couple weeks or so
Mhm.
before Nakobe gets back to full strength. And so whether or not Zach struggles or wants to hand off those play calling duties to Nakobe, back to Nakobe,
Mhm.
that's up to Zach. But for what I have no issue about Zach Bond wearing the green dot and having the captain. He earned it last year.
For sure. Yeah,
Here's
I mean
another.
that's the thing
Uh,
too.
yeah, here's another guy. Um, he had a pick six in the Super Bowl on his birthday. Cooper DeJean. You could have given that to Cooper DeJean there too, but I think I'm not mad at about any of these. Honestly, I am not. Reed
Yeah, I
Blankenship,
mean,
I'm a
Don't
huge
know.
supporter of him.
I just don't know. Okay, so give me a reason why Reed Blankenship. Now again, I know a lot of people have told me that have said that Reed Blankenship is a vocal leader in the locker room. He's kind of the guy that people, especially the secondary, all talk about. Even Darius Slay, like on his way out, was saying, "I hope for Reed Blankenship to take over where I'm leaving off."
mhm.
Like so, even someone like Darius Slay has that kind of respect for Reed Blankenship. My
Yeah,
question is outside of that, what has earned him that seat?
Mm.
I'm gonna say this right now.
Mm.
His clutch gene. There's many games in the season where he picked off a very crucial pass that sealed us the victory. So
Mhm.
at that time, it's just like, who do you go to? Reed Blankenship goes there, intercepts it, and there's the game. He's got the clutch gene, and that's where I stand with this.
Okay.
That's where I stand. But I'm happy with this. I'm not mad. We could have gone in a lot of different directions here with the captains. That's gonna
Do
happen
you
on any given team, any given roster.
do you think it's lopsided where there's
Yes.
so many on the offense and two on the defense? I mean,
Yes. So
I
I have a
think
hot
that our
take.
offense I think our offense is better than our defense. That's clear.
Correct. Yeah.
But just the idea that it's that lopsided, it would just help. I think it would help kind of put out there clear as day who the vocal leaders, who the leaders, and recognize them on defense. And I think when you had BG as a captain last year, and even before the year before when you had Fletcher Cox,
Mhm.
as a captain, you had two captains on the defensive line alone.
Mhm.
Like that matters. And so for me, I get why that is kind of swapped to the offensive line, but I think more respect needs to be given to this defense because we're going to be trying to lean a little head. The expectations are going to be high for this defense to not maybe repeat as the top defense, but be not be the bottom feeders.
Yeah. So
Mm.
I have a hot
Oh,
take here.
excuse me.
I don't know if you guys are gonna agree with this or not. I don't think Jake Elliott deserves one.
I was
You
gonna
can
say
put
that.
someone on the defensive side of the ball right there. Please explain to me why Jake Elliott needs one. Last season
He's
he
the
kind of
captain of
sucked.
the special teams.
I get that. I
Yeah.
get that, but it's just like
I'm not in love with it, but like I know that that's the reality. Like that's the reasoning.
that
If
is the
you're if
reason.
you're
Yeah.
if you're asking me, okay, what's the reason for it? That's the reasoning behind it. Do I
Yeah.
like that reasoning? Do I like just handing a C out to a guy because he fills a role? Like, no. I honestly think captains need to be pinpointed to specific players. Like in Madden, you can actually appoint your captains.
Hmm.
So one of the things that I do when I'm like appointing my captains in Madden is I look for the guys that I know are going to be like stars. Like they're going to just stand above the rest. They're going to be the cream that rises to the top. The kicker usually isn't that person for me. So why waste the captaincy on him? Like, if anything, I think that the person you have to put as a captain, if you're going to look at a special teams person, is potentially a guy that's going to be on defense anyhow, and is going to potentially be a gunner. Like a guy like Sidney Brown is going to possibly be playing on this defense. A guy like, Cooper DeJean. You brought up Cooper DeJean. He may not be playing punt return all that often with, Aeneas Smith, playing punt returner. But on those special occasions, he's going to be. So there's where I would put that C on Cooper's jersey, because he could be a key special teams person as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, last season. Go, James.
Well, I mean, it's like you make very good. You can make very good points here by both you guys. I gotta say right now, maybe the one person that I would say that doesn't deserve. Well, I wouldn't say doesn't deserve it, but man, it's just tough. I mean, I don't even know. Like, I wouldn't know like who would be a good. I mean, yeah, Blankenship's a little bit of a surprise, but it probably goes to show like how much he's clutch, like you said, about how much he's clutch in spots in games, Mitch. But for me, yeah, Jordan Mailata is a captain. I mean, he's basically, sometimes like even that. I mean, I'm not too crazy about the captaincies. I mean, it just shows like what kind of person they are in the locker room too. Like my dad brings up here, he says that I honestly don't think badges actually matter on this team because there are a lot more true leaders all over the team, mostly honorary selections too.
Yeah,
and I'm just gonna say this: with football, the captains are not as meaningful compared to like hockey.
yeah.
Hockey, I feel like they're definitely more meaningful. Basketball, there is no real captain in basketball. Baseball, not really. No.
I mean, Joseph Varitek, the last time I remember, that was a captain. He was with the Red Sox back in the 2004.
Yeah, and that's the only time I ever remember that even being a thing in baseball.
Yeah, that's the one.
But here's the thing. So Mitch, me, you, like we know about like wrestling. And so there's something that wrestling fans say, okay, sometimes a guy who's a wrestler or even a woman that's a wrestler needs to have the title to be relevant. And then there are certain wrestlers that don't need the title to be relevant. Like they don't need a title to be popular or to be relevant in the times. Like people will talk about them regardless. Like Cody Rhodes at this point doesn't need a title to be relevant. John Cena doesn't need a title to be relevant because the name is cachet enough. The popularity is cachet enough. Here's the thing. With the C on the jersey for in football, it's just a title. Like it's just a title, but that player, some players need it more than others. But on the Eagles, with this team and the way it's built, the culture, I'm in agreement. Like it's just a title. Like but it doesn't mean anything. It's because in the sense to everyone else in the locker room, because everyone else rises up the same way. They all lean on each other the same way. So yeah, I'm kind of in that same vein. Like we know AJ Brown. If AJ didn't have the C on his chest, we know AJ Brown is still a good player and he's a leader. We know if Saquon Barkley didn't have the C on his chest, he's a good player and he's a leader. You don't need to have the C on your chest for the fans to not know that they're leaders.
Right. And that's the thing, too, because like my dad makes up a very good point here, too, about the NHL state of mind. So he says, in the NHL, the captain has the privilege to speak directly to the ref on penalties, and that matters in hockey. I mean, the thing about it, too, is that the Flyers, for an example, that doesn't have that captaincy that somehow in some way that Joey, I know where I'm going to be going with this, is that someone that used to be a Flyer and Claude Giroux didn't show that captaincy and wear like a badge of honor, kind of like if you thought about like the Eric Lindros days or maybe like Mike Richards here and there too. But for me, I mean, the captain in hockey is really big too because like that's Alex Ovechkin, Sidney Crosby's an example of that. That's a captain to that. That's the thing that's kind of missing in football because you don't have that many captains. I mean, there's only three maybe, and probably an associated captain like Kimmo Timonen was, and when he was still with the Flyers. I mean, that's like secondary to the captain, but alternate captains are there's only like 3 or 4 maybe captains in hockey, depending on if they do have a captain or not. But football, I mean, it's like it doesn't matter if they're the captain, like wearing the C on their jersey on the field. It's like how the captains are, how the captains are present in the locker room and how much leaders they are in the locker room. Maybe Jalen Carter said, "I would rather not be a captain. I would rather be a leader in the locker room, and rather be." Maybe he was asked. Maybe he was probably asked to be a captain. He said, "No, I think I'd rather give it to somebody else that wants it."
Yeah. So this is the last captain, and then we're gonna move to the next topic. The best captain in hockey, in my opinion, is Charlie Conway from Mighty Ducks. I'm just saying, that's the best captain. I mean, come on. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Well, look, I won't diss Joshua Jackson.
If you want to talk about Mighty Ducks, I hope Trevor Zegras is like the next Charlie Conway. Oh, man.
I will never diss Joshua Jackson, especially in the Mighty Ducks. But I was
Goldberg or Goldberg.
Well, God forbid. But the fact
that ain't right.
But I'm more of a Bash Brothers kind of guy. So
yeah, I'm with you.
Me too.
Yeah, it reminds me of Nathan Oystrick back in the day with the Chicago Wolves.
All right, so the NFL Top 100 has been releasing, right? You're at the top 20, top 30. Jalen Hurts is number 19 in the NFL. He is ranked number 19 in the NFL right now. How do you guys feel about that? So number 20 is Amon St. Brown. 18, actually, hold on. 20 is Amon St. Brown. 19 is Jalen Hurts. 18, Derek Stingley. 17, Dexter Lawrence. 16, Fred Warner. 15, Jared Goff. 14, Trey Hendrickson. 13, Penei Sewell. 12, Chris Jones. And 11, TJ Watt. So on Monday, they're going to announce 10 through 1 on NFL Network. So that's when we're going to figure out Saquon Barkley and all that. But how do you guys feel about Jalen Hurts being ranked 19 in the NFL?
Joe, I'll let you go first.
Okay. I think it's a joke. I think that the people that are, if you're voting this from last year, this guy was the top of the top. He won the Super Bowl. He was the Super Bowl MVP. If you're going to go on stats, if you're going to go, but how can you compare if we're going to go through stats and that's how we're going to, compare these guys, how we're going to rank these guys. So then I got to ask, how do you compare defensive back stats to a quarterback stats? How do you evaluate a defensive lineman stats like TJ Watt to a quarterback stats? Like, oh, well, TJ Watt was the best defensive end. So, and Jalen Hurts was the 7th best quarterback according to stats in quarterbacks. So, of course, Jalen goes below TJ Watt. Okay, but what makes the defensive line player more valuable than the guy that touches the ball every time in offense, that has more impact on the game than a defensive lineman? So it blows my mind that people are taking Jalen Hurts and taking what he has done in the past season. And I get it. It's not overwhelming numbers. But again, I go back to saying, If that's the way you're going to evaluate things, then evaluate the whole thing in a totality, not just in a spectrum. When you're like, well, I think that the defensive linemen are more important than some quarterbacks. That's just absurd.
Right.
The idea that Jalen Hurts is that far down, below Stingley, below you mentioned someone, Tallulah, Balula,
Yeah.
someone, and
Penny
I'm
is
like,
soul.
I assume,
Finish William.
yeah, who the hell is that guy? And so I'm just like, I'm not saying he's a bum, but I'm like, we're talking about most important top 100 players in the league. Let me guess. Patrick Mahomes might make the top 10.
He might be
Let
number
me
one.
let me
Yeah.
guess. Josh Allen might make the top 10. Let me guess. Lamar Jackson might make the top 10. Here's a news flash for all of you. None of them won the Super Bowl last year.
Mm-hmm.
We're evaluating this as a totality. Jalen Hurts won the Super Bowl last year. He won Super Bowl MVP. What else does the man need to do?
Yeah. Yeah, there was actually something on Twitter where they announced 10-1, but I can't find that right now. And according to Joe Scorza in the chat here, remember those polls were done before the end of the regular season. Playoffs didn't count, and Hurst was injured at the time and not having a great statistical season. Super Bowl didn't count, and the answer they were done in December. So for me, I'm
then here's the thing. Then don't put it out.
Right.
If it's flawed, the list is flawed then.
Pretty much.
Because if you're only counting 2/3 of the season, and the most important, so let me ask you guys something.
Sure.
If this was done in December, if they finished it and said, we're done, we made the list, it's December 15th or whatever.
Mm.
Is the season over in December 15th? Like, do we know really who the contenders are for the playoffs? Do we really know who the contenders could be for the Super Bowl? No.
Mm.
So why make a list of the top 100 players when it's only been 2/3 of the season?
Mm-hmm. You make a good point, Joe.
That's a different argument, and I agree with you. All right.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing too, because you think about it too. Usually half the time when these top 100 things come out, I mean, they even did it during the Carson Wentz year, and they put him as number 3 all time at number 3, and then after that we didn't hear from him ever again. So for me, I mean, the way they should do the top 100 is that they should wait until like maybe the last couple weeks towards the end. Well, not towards the end of the season. Probably like the season's over and it's like a dead time in football, and they'll do like around like mid April, not mid April. I mean, like mid February or mid March, just to spare some time. I mean, maybe if they show the whole catalog from begin to end of the football season, maybe Jalen Hurts could be in that top 5 with Mahomes or even Josh Allen, like you said, Joe.
Yeah, and my guy Bruce Harper's in here. What is up, Bruce? How's it going, man? Make sure you hit that like. Guys, we are currently 7 subscribers away from 100. Let's try to get there before my birthday next Thursday, which is also the Eagles vs Cowboys. So let's get there before next Thursday.
Yeah,
all right.
definitely.
Now it is time to rank. We're going to rank the NFC East. I have a different outlook than you guys probably do. I'm going to guess what you guys have. Eagles 1, Commanders 2, Cowboys 3, Giants 4. Is that what both of you got?
Well, after Michael Parsons yesterday, I gotta say Cowboys 4.
Yeah, I'm with James. I swapped the Giants and the Cowboys. I think that the Giants. It's like I said. I don't think the Giants are going to be good. I think both the Giants and the Cowboys will have about 5 or 6 wins this season.
Yeah.
Same here.
So, okay, we're all on the same page there because I honestly thought you guys were going to have the Cowboys 3. because the Giants did get better on the defensive side of the ball. They
No,
really
they did. And
No,
they got better on their offensive side of the ball. If they don't look, if their front office and their coaching staff aren't dopes, they actually have enough quarterbacks in that room to put wins together. They have a receiving core that's not garbage. Malik Neighbors is going to have an outstanding season. And the guy that they drafted, the receiver that they drafted is going to do well.
They got what's his name too from Dope Carter from Penn State too.
Abdul Carter, yeah.
Yeah, you add that along with some of the guys they already have on their defensive line. This is going to be a strong defensive line.
Mm-hmm.
It's just after that, it kind of drops off a bit. And so for me, when it comes to the Giants, I feel like they could trip into some wins. That's why I feel like the Eagles will split the Giants this year.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. So you got them sweeping the Cowboys, I guess, right?
Yes.
I would think so,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I think the Giants will take one. It will be closer to the end of the season.
Yes.
So we're pretty much on the same page there. So
it'll be that second game because we do Giants, another game, and then the Giants again. I think it'll be that second game.
I think we play the Giants in a matter of 3 weeks in October. From there's a Thursday night game, and then we play them here at the lake a couple weeks later.
There's going to be a lot of games. We may not have. We have a difficult schedule, but part of the difficult schedule is the timing because we have a lot of prime time games. There's not a lot of 1:00 games this year.
Yeah. So
I thought there was a lot of 1:00 games as already was.
Yeah, there is. There's a few, but Bruce comes in and goes, Mitch, I looked at our schedule and I feel like we will win at least 12 games. And Bruce also goes, I feel the Eagles will be 1, Giants 2, Commanders 3, Cowboys last. Hey, I'm just going to say this.
Someone's dying blue right here.
I'm going to say this right here, right now. When it comes to predictions, Bruce usually nails it on the money. So I'm just saying, be careful. He could see the Commanders fall.
I could see it too. I mean, you think about it too.
I can't, but
the other thing too is that Terry McLaurin's already just been signed. I mean, he's going to find he has to find a way to get back into football shape. It's the same thing with Micah. Somebody else that was a wide receiver or somebody that just came back. Or no, it's Trey Hendrickson from the Bengals. I mean, he has to get back in football shape. Or there was another player that had to be in football shape. I mean, the season starts literally next week. I mean, that's the thing. It's that I don't know if they're going to be ready. I mean, look, if the Commanders could be number 2 again, I could see it. But then again, I could see them drop off a little bit too.
Yeah,
you still have to think about Jaden Daniels could have a sophomore slump.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what Bruce says here. He goes, I feel the Commanders are not good. Except Daniels is good. He is skinny. He feels like he needs more muscle. He feels like Jaden Daniels could be, hurt.
He's kind of like a Tyrese Maxey. Like when Tyrese Maxey came out with the Sixers, and he had that same, like he was a little bit skinny, but he got some muscle on him. So, I mean, but then again, Josh Harris is doing the same thing like he's doing with the Sixers, is doing with the Commanders now.
Well, you also have to keep in mind the Commanders are the 4th oldest team in the NFL. So
they let go of Brian Robinson Jr. I still don't understand that.
I don't get it either.
I still don't understand that.
And they got a 40-year-old and they got a 35-year-old Austin Eckler too. It's like, what are they?
Yeah.
Don't forget Bobby Wagner.
Yeah. Didn't they get a Von Miller too?
Well,
they got Von Miller. Yeah, they got Von Miller. Yeah. Debo Samuel too, and then Bruce agrees.
Debo Samuel, look up Debo Samuel, James. He gained a lot of weight this year. He gained a lot of weight in his offseason.
Debo,
he was on the James Harden diet.
Yeah, you know what? Me and my guy Cool Cat call him. We call him Debo Fat Albert. Because literally, he
I
got
knew it was
that.
something like that. I was gonna say either like Fat Albert or Norbit from the Eddie Murphy movie.
Debo needs to go into both flex.
Debo
Exactly.
needs that Weight Watcher shit.
That is why I feel the Commanders will be 3. We shall see.
I
And
don't know.
Bruce is laughing. There you go. That's what I like to see, Bruce. That's what I like to see. All right. Last but not least, Eagles versus Cowboys preview.
Ooh.
Because we're not going to be live again until the game is over. So this is our chance to get all of our thoughts out, how the Eagles are going to look or whatever. So, James, let's start with you on the Eagles preview. What do you want to see from the Eagles offensively, defensively? Have at it, bro.
I would want to see the first play of the game. Saquon Barkley goes down the field, runs just where Michael Parsons was going to be at, and run the ball down the field. And at the end of it, the Eagles have an early 7-0 lead. And I gotta say right now, I don't think the Cowboys are going to have a chance to be like. I don't think it's going to be a close game at all. I think it's going to be one of those games that it might be a 44-6 game. Good admit it, because I'm not going to lie to you. The way the Cowboys are defensively, it's going to be one of those things that I sit there and say the Eagles could do a lot of damage to that defensive front. I mean, they just got rid of Maisie Smith, one of their draft picks that they got a couple years ago, and they thought it was going to be, he's like Jalen Carter is not going to stand a chance. I see Prescott turning into Dak Prescott, not as an interception machine, but I will say this though too. I don't think Prescott's going to be that effective. I think he's going to have some slumps in his game. George Pickens is going to get rattled. CeeDee Lamb, I mean, the only player that he's going to be effective in that game, if Quinyon Mitchell is going to just guard him every chance you get, is because, I mean, the only player that I'll have to say to keep a close eye on is CeeDee Lamb, but then again, you got to keep a close eye on Quinyon Mitchell shutting him down. So that's the most important thing. And for me, I think that's probably on that defensive front. After, like I said, they let go of Michael Parsons yesterday. I think the defense just got weaker after that. So for me, I say the Eagles. If the Eagles, I mean, I'm hoping that the Eagles and Cowboys game is a fun game to watch. But nothing will make me even more happier to see the first game of the season and they just demolish them on opening night.
Well, I'm going to tell you like this.
I'm a homer. I can not lie to you.
No, you're good. You're good.
My prediction ain't far from James. I can tell you that right now. So here's the way I view it. I think the first play of the game isn't going to be a run because I think the Cowboys are going to see it as – well, they're going to hand it off to Saquon, of course. Mm-hmm. Jalen's going to go, do you mind? And Saquon's going to go, of course, go ahead. And he's going to play action, fake it, and throw it down the field to A.J. Brown for a 70-yard touchdown.
Nice.
I think that then you're going to see the camera pan to Jalen Hurts, and you're going to see a little smirk on his face. And you're going to know that every vitriol and disrespect that Jalen has taken in this offseason, he's about to put the baby to bed, and he is about to say, oh, how you like me now? So I also think that this is going to be a 40-burger. I don't know if this is going to be a 44-6. I have it more like 45 to 20.
Okay.
I do feel like Dak's gonna get his. You still got to remember we have Quinyon Mitchell, we have Cooper, but like we're still questioning what the safety is, who the starting safety is, and who the CB2 is. Like we're still questioning that. So when you got guys like CeeDee Lamb and whatnot that are potential, Ferguson needs to be shut down. Like there's different people that can attack us on this Cowboys offense. That I am sure of. But this defense for the Cowboys is going to get shredded. And now with Micah, I mean, Jordan Mailata is like, wait a minute. I wanted to punched Micah in the face. Like, what happened? Like, why did he leave? I'm like, so now Jordan Mailata is like, all right, I'll just bitch slap this guy. That's what I'll do. Whoever this guy is, who is this guy? Who's the next guy up?
I
So
wouldn't know.
I feel like the Eagles offense is going to shred the Cowboys defense. I just think that Dak is going to have his moments against our second cornerback and our safety. He's going to take his shots.
Love it.
Yeah. So for me, right, I see this game going to be in the first half. I see the Cowboys and Eagles going neck and neck. I don't see it going I don't see a blowout right away. Right? We usually start off slow in the first half and then we pick it up in the second, or vice versa. So for me, honestly, it comes down to the defense for me, because I want to see Dak Prescott hit the dirt like 5 or 6 times. I want to see Dak Prescott eat dirt. I mean, the wide receivers are good. I'm still nervous about the CB2 spot. I've got to admit, that's my biggest worry. Who do you guys have in CB2 right now?
Yeah, that's a good question. Like they haven't shown a lot of what do you call it, excitement in the preseason. So for me right now, I would hopefully hope it'll be the two Bulldogs, Pickens and Ringo, and see Keely Ringo just pick them off every chance he gets. I mean, you know how much of a big Bulldog fan I am, but for me, I guess I gotta go with it's gonna be either Keely Ringo or Adoree Jackson. Or maybe Ja'Cory Bennett, maybe. So who knows?
I'm going to say a very unpopular answer. It's going to be a platoon. It's going to be a platoon at CB2, because I think we all know Coop's got CB3 locked in. He's locked down in CB3. I do feel like CB2 is going to start out with Adoree Jackson. It's gonna go Bennett, and then it's gonna go Keely Ringo. I think that Vic is trying to figure out who is better on third downs, because that CB2 position is going to be vital on third downs. So whoever can give Vic the best opportunity to get the defense off the field on third downs, that's how you're going to see this platoon going. So it could be Ja'Cory, but let's say Keely Ringo is your third down CB2. Okay, so you're going to have Ja'Cory and Bennett for the first and second down. If you're at a 3rd and 6, you're going to probably have Keely Ringo come in. Okay, that's the way Vic might play it. But I just feel like, that's the way that we're still figuring that out. The part that I'm worried about is that safety position, because if you have a guy like Dak Prescott and a guy like CeeDee Lamb, or you have a chance of him trying to take the top off. The offenses are going to try to take the top off this team, this defense, and they're going to try to do it on that side. So my feeling is I am more worried about the safety position. I'm worried about both, but I'm more worried about the safety position.
All right, so I'm going to give you guys my prediction now, then we're going to go around the horn, and then that's going to wrap up the show after 3 words or less. So for me, I got the Eagles winning. I'm going to go 35-12. I'm going to go 35-14. I got 35-14 Birds. James, I'm going to write these down as well.
Well, I might be like a little bit obtuse with my score, but I say it's gonna be in the 40s. I think it's gonna be the same similar effect as Super Bowl 50, Super Bowl 59, obviously. But the Cowboys will score some points just to make it interesting. But deep down, we always say it's always 40-6 with the Chiefs, the Eagles Chiefs game. So I'm gonna say 44, 20, 21. So it'll be a similar score to the Chiefs game. So I say 44-21. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy, but
you're good. 44-21.
Yeah.
All right. And Joe,
I am gonna go 45-24. 24.
45-24. Okay. All right. So we're going to turn this into like a little competition with us during the show. Who can ever get the closest to the actual score gets the point. And then so on and so forth. Whoever wins at the end is the prediction champion. So I'm kind of hoping for lower than 40 so I get it. But
well, Joey could tell you this too. Around 2022, I was the closest thing to the score when I had them at 15-2, and people thought I was crazy.
That.
I said, and Tommy was like, "Dude, are you insane? Are you crazy?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Oh, we all looked at you when you were like 14-3. I'm like, are you?
Well, it could have been 15-2 if they didn't lose that Saints game. You know?
Yeah. And then, yes, and that infamous Saints game.
Never doubt those Saints, but hey, at least we won a Super Bowl in New Orleans, Louisiana to break the camel's back, I guess.
Yeah.
3 words or less about this episode or the first game coming up next week. Joe, we'll start off with you. 3 words or less.
Beat them boys.
That's easy. All right, that's great. James.
Long live Jera. Didn't have to think about it.
But here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Everyone says that. But what about his son? His son.
Well, long live the Joneses. Keeping up with the Joneses. There we go.
There you go.
Long live the Joneses.
Oh, my God. So for me, it's my birthday. It's my birthday.
There you go.
Let's go. All right, guys. So that's going to wrap it up here on Steampunk Sports Entertainment or Steampunk Sports Pennsylvania with my guys, James Scorza, Joe Marks. Joe, what do you got coming up tomorrow?
So we're going to talk a little bit about the Mets and the Phillies series. And we're going to talk a little bit about Kyle Schwarber and whether he deserves MVP status, especially after a 4-home-run game last night. The idea of whether a designated hitter should be an MVP. And we're going to go and dive deep into the Eagles and ask the question whether or not you think this Eagles team is ready for the road to repeat. And
I think they are.
It's going to be a lot of conversation. There's going to be also a very, I would say, controversial hot take that I will be taking tomorrow about the Philadelphia Eagles for the Cowboys game and this season.
Yep. And Bruce, I am going to give you credit here. A couple months ago, he did say that Schwarber should be the MVP. He did call that 3 months ago.
Yep.
So, Bruce, again, you've been right on the money. So, and
I think it's going to be him. I think it's
going to be.
What's that?
No, you go. What do you say?
No, I was going to say, I think it's going to be Cal Raleigh and Schwarber going to be the MVPs.
Not Ohtani?
Well, Cal Riley's in the AL.
In the AL.
Oh, right. The
big thumper.
This is why I don't know baseball. So,
I was going to ask you, did it change your mind after that game last night? The thing about
No.
No. Hey, you know what? Hey, Mets, I'll say this one. I know we got to wrap it up here, but right after that Mets series, I started to think, maybe Mitch was right about that.
Oh, here we go.
I'm going to let you guys talk about that tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Mitch, I learned so much about sports from you. I feel you should get all the credit, and Phil, too, and you guys as well. He's talking about Phil from the SCT Sports Network, Phil Steifel. So that's who he's talking about. Without further ado, guys, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. Go Birds, and Cowboys suck. Let's
That
get
was
it, man.
sucks. Go Birds.
Go Birds, man.